Open up your MTT. We're going to do a test review for Chapter 6. All right, we're going to be solving equations. The first question that we're going to ask is the variable on the left? No, it's not, so we're going to use symmetrical to get it onto the left. So it's going to be 1/3 n minus 10 is equal to negative 25. Now we ask, is the variable term on the left? Yes, it is. Is it first? Yes, it is. Is it alone? No, it's not. So we're going to have to add a line and change the sign. And then we're going to zero pair out that negative 10, so it'll be positive 10. And now it's going to be 1/3 n is equal to negative 15. Now we're going to ask ourselves, what math operation is the 3 doing? The 3 is dividing. So what's the opposite of dividing by 3? It's multiplying by 3. When we multiply by 3, we put it over 1 to make it a fraction. And multiply by 3 over 1 here as well, if you'd like. So those are going to cancel out. That's going to leave us with 1n is equal to negative 45. And now we're going to check it. Negative 25 is equal to 1/3 times negative 45 minus 10. Negative 25 is equal to negative 15 minus 10. We're going to add a line and change the sign. So negative 25 is equal to negative 25. That makes our value for n negative 45. First question that we're going to ask is the variable on the left? Yes, it is. Is the variable first? Yes, it is. Is the variable term by itself? No, it's not. So we're going to add a line and change the sign, and we're going to zero pair out the 2. Now we have 3/4 x is equal to negative 6. Now we're going to ask, what math operation is the 4 doing? The 4 is dividing. So the opposite of dividing is multiplying by 4 over 1. We're going to multiply both sides by 4. Brother-sister rule, or keeping the equation balanced. The 4's are going to cancel out, leaving us with 3x is equal to negative 24. What math operation is this? It's multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplying by 3? Dividing by 3. So we're going to divide both sides by 3, and x is going to be negative 8. Now we're going to check it. 3/4 times negative 8 minus 2 is equal to negative 8. So 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. Negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6. Minus 2 is equal to negative 8. We're going to add a line and change the sign. Negative 8 is equal to negative 8. Remember that you're always using PEMDAS when you solve, and you're always using your questions when, you always use PEMDAS when you check, and you use your questions when you solve. Is the variable term on the left? Yes, it is. Is the variable term first? Yes, it is. Is the variable term alone? It is not. So we're going to add a line and change the sign, and we're going to zero pair out the 4. Now we have x divided by 4 is equal to negative 6. What math operation is the 4 doing? It's division. What's the opposite of division? We're going to multiply both sides by 4, and we're going to have x is equal to negative 24. Again, we used our questions in order to solve. Now we're going to use PEMDAS in order to check. So it's negative 24 divided by 4 minus 4 is equal to negative 10. Negative 6 minus 4 is equal to negative 10. Add a line, change the sign. Negative 10 is equal to negative 10. Please note that we're keeping our equal signs lined up as we solve and as we check. Now we're going to do an inequality. The great thing about inequalities is that we solve them exactly the same way we do equations. So the first question we ask is the variable term on the left? But in this case, we have 2 variable terms. So we're going to have to ask the question, is the largest variable term on the left? And it's not. So we're going to go ahead and do symmetric, which is going to be negative 5 plus 6x and 3 plus 4x. Now make sure you realize that the inequality here, as we call it our alligator math, our alligator is eating the side that has the 6x. So when we use symmetric, we need to make sure that that inequality is going in the same direction that it was when we started. So now our inequality is still eating our 6x. Is the largest variable term on the left? Yes, it is. We're going to go ahead and put it first. So it's going to be 6x plus negative 5 is greater than or equal to 3 plus 4x. Now we have to ask, are all the variable terms on the left? And they're not. So we're going to zero pair out the 4x and zero pair out the 4x. So now we have 2x plus negative 5 is greater than or equal to 3. Is the variable term alone? It's not. So we're going to zero pair out the 5, and we have 2x is greater than or equal to 8. What math operation is this 2 doing? It's multiplying. What's the opposite of multiplying? Is dividing. We're going to divide both sides by 2. X is going to be greater than or equal to 4. So now for our check, we can choose any number that's greater than or equal to 4. So let's go ahead and try 5. So we're going to do 3 plus 4 times 5 is less than or equal to negative 5 plus 6 times 5. So we have 3 plus 20 is less than or equal to negative 5 plus 30. 23 is less than or equal to 25. That's a true statement, so we know that our inequality is correct. Let's start again. Is our largest variable term on the left? It's not, so we're going to use symmetric. 5 plus 8x and negative 17 plus 2x. Again, we need to check to see which direction that alligator is going. The alligator is eating the side that has the 8x, so we want to make sure that the alligator continues to eat that side when we use symmetrical. Now, is the variable term on the left and first? Well, it's not first, so we're going to use CPA to get it to be first. Now we ask, is the variable term on the left? Yes, he is. Are all the variable terms on the left? They are not. So we're going to zero pair out the 2x. So now we have 6x plus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 17. Is the variable term alone? It's not. So we're going to zero pair out the 5. So we have 6x is greater than or equal to negative 22. We're going to divide by 6, divide by 6. X is greater than or equal to negative 11 over 3. So now we're going to need a number that is greater than negative 11 over 3. Well, negative 11 over 3 is actually negative 3 and 2/3. So we really just need a number that's greater than negative 3. So the easy number to pick is going to be 1. So we'll check it. Negative 17 plus 2 times 1 is less than or equal to 5 plus 8 times 1. Negative 17 plus 2 is less than or equal to 5 plus 8. Negative 15 is less than or equal to 13. That's a true statement, so we know that our x value